So today I'm going to take you through a really good exercise to check and practice connection between different intervals. We're going to start off by just singing a major scale going up from a middle C or lower if you so choose. And here we go. So let's try that all together. And so that's as far as we're going. We're not going too high. When we're practicing connection, then obviously you can try to any point in your range, but I'm just choosing to do it in a nice, comfortable point. Now, our actual exercise, we're going to go up the major scale, but between each note, we're going to come back to that first note again like this. And so on. Just going up to the very top of that octave. So what we're trying to aim for is to get our core involved. We want to make sure it's supporting every single interval that we do. And so the way you can check is if it feels like or it sounds like there's a gear change. So it's easier to show with a little bit of a bigger interval. So I'm going to go from the fifth. So you can hear that gear change where it feels like it all drops down at the bottom and it's a bit of a push to get up and it sounds like almost two different tones. That means that your throat is getting involved, your larynx, which is about here. And what it's doing there is squeezing and moving in different directions to try and push the sound. We want to avoid that at all costs. So I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. And it may seem a bit over the top and a bit strange, and you would never sing a piece in this particular way, but we always want to have an element of this behind every interval that we do. So you can hear I'm swooping between every note and I'm trying not to linger on each note for too long. And that connection means that our core is constantly engaged. It's really pulling in at certain points, more so when you get to the bigger intervals, when you're going the seventh and the octave. Now, the reason that we do this is because we always have an element of that behind every single note. If you go onto YouTube and watch an amazing opera singer, classical singer, and then you turn the speed down, you'll be able to hear that amazing connection between each note. And when you hear it sung at full speed, you can hardly hear it. So this is a way of practicing it really slowly, just to get your brain and your body in sync with each other, and we can try and get a little bit more connection into what you sing. So we're going to just try that together. I'm just going to go as I just did on the way up, and we're going to start with each of those smaller notes, work our way up to the octave, always coming down again. And here's my little tip before you begin. Going down is always harder because we forget to think about it. That's the only reason it's harder. So try and stay engaged in terms of your mind and your core on the way down on each interval. Let's try it together. Here we go. Now you may have noticed I slowed down a bit towards the top. It's okay to do that. When you're practicing connection, then you can change the speed, you can change the rhythm, and just make sure that you're really focusing on that element of it. Now, if you want a bit more of a challenge, it's not necessarily more of a challenge, just something different, is to start at the top. Because again, when you're descending, you need to think a little bit more consciously about it. This is how it sounds. Your aim with that one is to feel as free and open on the very last top C as you do on the first one. So I hope that's fun and useful. So do try it out, and you can always try it on just some small intervals to start with and build it up over time. If you've got anything else that you'd like to know, an exercise that can help you in any type of your technique, then just drop a comment in below, and do like, share and subscribe, and I will try and get as many videos up as I can. See you soon.